Okay, so yep, many apologies. My camera is down, and for 2 minutes my audio was down also. So, yeah, many apologies for that. about to share this with the last group, and we will be proceeding. I'm going to be doing a quick draft this time because Bloomburrow is almost there. I, as much as possible, don't want to spend that much with the new set coming up, and we're also not only that, we're also gonna get Magic Foundations in November. So with that many sets close by, I kind of want to not spend any more than I have to. And it's still and quick draft is Bloomburrow anyway, so we get to give that a go. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. So also we'll use this time to take advantage and see what are our multiple options. Like I can go double green for Keen Eye Curator. The caveat is that it is double green. I can go lizards, Geb Scale Scorch, which is always quite good. It's a shame that we're passing a Consume by Greed and take out the trash, but we are not exactly passing any lizards, so this is probably a better pick. I guess I could go for the double green Keen Eye Curator. We could start speculating in green. This isn't necessarily. This is not necessarily raccoons. In fact, this is kind of closer to like its own version of Delirium. But we are passing a Sticky Tongue Sentinel, a Sunsower Druid, Head of the Homestead, so we're actually passing quite a lot. Whereas we're not exactly passing much black and red. Although these are the better cards. So we're going to speculate on Gev. We're going to take Gev Scaled Scorch here. And we do get a nice follow-up in Brazen Collector. Our first priority should be Lizards. Unfortunately, we have a Kindle Spark Duo and a Cindering Cutthroat. Cindering Cutthroat is probably gonna likely wheel. Now, the regret of not taking green is that we are passing a Hunter's Talent. I could just take this. I could just take this one instead. Bury our regrets of not taking the green card, but this does allow us to be open. Yeah, I'll just take this one for now. Let's figure out which lane we end up in later. Hey Jericho Ilagan, thank you for liking the stream. How are you doing? And that one is pretty much a good choice because if we take a look, our only legit lizard is a Ravine Raider. So I'm already regretting not taking the Keen-Eyed Raccoon. But it does allow me to go Hunter's Talent into, say, Druid of the Spade if we want to go Green-White Rabbits, or Sticky Tongue Sentinel if we want to go Toads. Both of these are probably better picks. Yeah, we can abandon Gev for now, which is a shame, but we are definitely staying open with Hunter's Talent. Also, Sticky Tongue Sentinel returning Hunter's Talent is probably the reason why I want to take this one. So we're gonna go with that instead. Also, I'm concerned that my chat box might also be broken. But I'm gonna keep an eye on things here. So we might go into green/green-blue again. There's a Bushy Bodyguard, which we kind of puts us in green-black. That is a decent option. We're not there yet, so Pawn Prophet is always solid. Treetop Sentries is also, if we're gonna take Treetop Sentries, we might as well just take Bushy Bodyguard. I'm gonna speculate on Frogs again and take the Pawn Prophet. There is also a Plume Creed Escort, but we don't have a reason to go into blue yet. Yeah, well, this is a good lizard pickup if you want one, but it's, definitely doing another Sticky Tongue Sentinel. Yeah, actually, it's mostly economics. Duskmourn is almost soon. I want to save on gems. I don't want to. I'm trying to avoid spending any more this month if I can. So pretty much a change of pace, but also gives me some more time to decide things. If we go green blue, Seed Pod Squad is an option. Tempest Angler not so much. There is a okay. We're definitely solid, and I could take more of these, but I'm gonna take the good green cards first, then wait for the blue cards to pick them up on the wheel. So like a Bird Frog is a good one to wheel. We could still opt for green-white if we take the Life Creed duo. But I think if I want to run Pawn Profit, I want to run this. So there's a Spellguard, but there's also a Heaped Harvest, which is actually quite good for the blue-green deck. I'm probably going to take this one. And yeah, this is where all the blue cards start coming in. We do still get the Sun Shower Druid, so we will take that first. Yeah, then now we start taking all the blue cards. So, well, Daring, Wave Rider. We could still get some tokens, token style cards, but the Wave Rider is more likely to benefit us. Probably not gonna. I'm not so sure if I'm gonna keep it though. Okay, this one's fine. And a Pearl of Wisdom. So, ooh, if we kept, as much as I want to go for the rares, we probably should stick on our lane here. That said, that just leaves us with a pawn. Well, Rush Shield Rampager is also fine, but I think I just take the other Pawn Profit, or I could take the Dire Downdraft because we do need some interaction too. I'll start with the Pawn Profit first. We do have 2 Sticky Tongue Sentinels. We just need the blue-green cards to. Is that another Iridescent Vine Lasher? Wow. Unfortunately, as we saw, the black red was super dry, so these rares would have been a trap for us. I probably would take the Sugarcoat this. Oh, there's a Baker's Main Duo. I probably would take this one. I could take this one. This is probably. Sugarcoat is fine too. I think we take the Baker's Main Duo. Anything with a good ETB is pretty good. Longstalk Brawl, yeah, we're definitely brawling a bit. Our creatures are not that big, but we should still try to take advantage of them. There's a Finch formation, probably not going to Offspring it, but it's either that or High Stride, I think. I think I take the Finch formation, but I'm not so sure if I'm going to run it. We'll leave it there for now. Okay, there's a Dire Downdraft. This one we definitely want to take at least one off. And we got an Edimer Crab, so this is actually a pretty decent trick. I could also take another Heap Harvest or another Dire Downdraft. This one's also okay. Also, let's do a check of our instant sorcery cards. We actually have 5. So, and we don't need this to go all the way down. We just need some of it. So I think we can take an Edimer Crab here. Just have something on the top end. There's another Polywall up. And there's another Shore Up. It's either Shore Up or Sun Shower Druid. I think I take the Druid again. Now, this one's a bit interesting here. Rat Rogue, don't care for it that much. Well, this did some good work for us last time. But I'm trying. Well, I could just take a 3/3 Mascot, which is super meh. But I'll take it anyway. It actually seems to get better because. Okay, there's a Seed Pod Square. We're definitely taking the Hidden Grotto now. And I guess we take another one. Yeah, so this one, Rat Warlock. Trying to avoid the double blue. I guess we do take one High Stride. If we get better spells, I would. If we get better spells, I would probably not put those. Oh, and now we get 1 copy of Wrenn. We definitely want to run one of these. Alternately, there's a Galewind Moose, which is our other alternate top end. But Wrenn is really nuts if you can get it going. So I'm gonna actually take one of these. Ooh, there's also a Kitsa Outer Ball Elite. Draw a card, discard a card, change copy target spell. It's not bad for a 2/1. It's not a frog, but it does pay off some of these extra spells we have here. It's either that or I take another Sentinel. There's also Curious Forager, but I think we do take Kitsa here just to. And okay, we will take a 3/3 Root Weaver. Mana is always good, especially since we're now splashing black. There's also an Uncharted Haven. That's also a choice, but we're still gonna take the. Well, there's a Bellowing Crier. Do I want this or another Sticky Tongue Sentinel? I probably want the other Sticky Tongue Sentinel. This is a Yume anyway. There's also Calamitous Tide, which is pretty decent. I might end up cutting one of our more expensive top cards here. I guess I could also just take Bellowing Crier. This one's fine. Yeah, so this is the question. I'm trying to avoid adding more blue, but I like Bellowing Crier more. I think I do take the Sticky Tongue Sentinel here. Thinking more about it. Yeah, we'll take this one. So the 3 top sentries can kind of go here. Gossip's Talent, Surveil is kind of fine. Otterball Antics is kind of meh. There's another Sky Skipper duo, but I don't think I'm going to want to run more than one. Even if it's a frog. I guess I can just take the Otterball Antics just to say I have another creature, but that's yet another blue card. Well, we're going to end up with another blue card anyway. I just don't... yeah. What does Gossip's Talent do again? Whenever... Well, it's a way to get damage through. Whenever you may exile it and return it to... I'll think about it, but I probably don't want to run it. Not sure about the amount of birds and bats running around limited, but anti-air is always welcome. It can be backbreaking actually, now that you mention it. So that's kind of why you want this. That is a plus for the Sticky Tongue Sentinels having the extra reach. There's another Baker's Main duel, but I think we take the Tree Guard duel. This is the much better one for us. Then it's either another Root Weaver or a Dire Downdraft. Let's see, our responses are Shore Up, Hunter's Talent. I kind of feel bad keeping this one, but 1 Dire Downdraft, 2 Polywallops, that's 5. There's 6 Longstalk Brawl, so I don't have to take another one of these. I'll take another Tree Root Weaver. Then we could take the Waterspout Warden, but I now need to start making cuts. Whenever you put 1 or more, unfortunately we're not exactly doing this, so this doesn't help us. Mind Spiral is more likely to help us a bit, so we'll keep that one. Probably don't want the second one, so we'll take the Pot Shucker. Yeah, as you can see, we're expecting a lot more of the blue to come. We might... Ooh, I actually should have taken the other Tree mascot, but I think 1 is enough. So 43 cards, 18 creatures. We probably cut about 3 creatures here. Finch formation is fine-ish. If anything, I'd probably cut some of the more expensive ones. The Daring Wave Rider can go. We can keep the Sky Skipper duo. Keep the Tree Guard duo. We can cut 1 Sunshower Druid. 16 and 8. We can cut... Yeah, this is how I do it. 7... Yeah, but unfortunately it's an 11-15, so we're kind of close to that. I can go, say, 6 and 8. But then I would probably want to cut another blue card. Say Shore Up, though that one feels like the better one. I'll start it like this for now. Then we'll see how it pans out from here. We might need to make some adjustments. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a shame. We saw a lot of good rare lizards pass around. Those would have been really nice, but we didn't see any other lizards come about. So we not seeing any of those kind of made it hard for me to consider running them. So this one's fine. We can either Pawn Prophet or Root Weaver. Opponent going first scares me. Okay, maybe not when they play an Heirloom Epic. So I'll most likely go 3/3 Root Weaver first. Next turn we can go Vren and... Oh, especially if our opponent's mono blue, they are very... Into a Tempest Angler, they're going for the spells deck. So we do have a Polywall up, which could snipe this, but I probably want to start dropping more creatures. Opponent is definitely blue-red spells. So this can get relatively bigger, so I may have to consider polywalloping the Tempest Angler depending on what they do. Light Shell Duo to Surveil. Also, this is an instant, so... What I can do is I can swing first, see if our opponent obliges. Then we can polywallop the Light Shell Duo. So this is gonna be the new player test. Now I could also just play Pawn Prophet and hold up the Dire Downdraft, if our opponent does. We can also hold up the Polywall up that way, but well, we still have a 3/3 Root Weaver, so we're able to tap our mana this one. Our opponent is definitely is on the tank right now. Do they want to chance it, or am I? Because this does look like a fake out. This does look like, oh, I get this chance to snipe a creature and trade 1 for 1. This is obviously a trap. The correct play is to usually just take the damage. So we can draw our Finch formation. So this is where our vulnerability lies. So I do like that we can Kitsa into Pearl of Wisdom, draw extra cards. This one's a bit expensive, but hey, giving 2 creatures flying can sometimes close the game out. So we're probably looking into that. Opponent going for Stormcatch Mentor, sure. Yeah, opponent's really thinking hard on this one. Also note that this is a sorcery speed, so if they want to draw a card with this, they're gonna have to commit onto this right away. If they want to hit me for damage, I might actually let them try it. Then I'm just gonna wait for them to cast the spell and then we respond. But yeah, our opponent also our opponent still has 3 mana they have 4 mana if they only need blue, 3 mana if they need red. So they definitely have a trick. So we're gonna see what kind of trick it is. Wait, which one is he rabbit gnawing? That one? So we do take more damage, but we do end up with an extra creature. And now we have Longstalk Brawl. Let's give them a fish. Actually, I do want to take out the Tempest Angler so we don't have to give them a fish. So let's do that. And yeah, we'll play this. And Pearl of Wisdom. Let's draw our 2 cards. We miss on the land, but yeah, we got the Vren game going. So next turn we can do good stuff like Hunter's Talent, etc. I'll admit Polywall up on that creature was a bit excessive, but yeah, we could have done Dire Downdraft instead. But I wanted to start putting more pressure. Our opponent is gonna they're gonna need it. Like next turn if I have to, well, if I draw a land I can Finch Formation. Otherwise it's just Sticky Tongue Sentinel Pawn Prophet. I can also start drawing and discarding, but not so sure. Looks like... Okay, our opponent has demonstrated that they do take a while to think, but it looks like they might have dropped out. So knowing that, I'm gonna swing with these two, see if our opponent comes back and tries to block one of them, which I'm fine with because we do have a Hunter's Talent on the side. It's also possible that our opponent doesn't come back, in which case I probably should swing with everything. The reason I'm being a bit more cautious, yeah, your opponent's back. The reason I'm being cautious about this is because this is kind of a well-known. It's a bit of a well-known strat in a sense. So we do Hunter's Talent first. Let's do Vren. We get our Frog anyway. And we're going to do something nasty here. This can return any permanent. So we're returning the Hunter's Talent. And we can draw and discard, but we'll save that for later. Yeah. It's a good thing we got this one. We got this one really late. I like it in the sense that this goes well with other rats, but this is not a pure rat card. It can function quite well on its own. Whereas our first pick from Pack 1 Gev, that one does not function well on its own. You really need all the other lizards. The Hunter's Talent was my pick one. Was my Pack 1 pick 2. Opponent goes Kindle Spark Duo. But they know the Hunter's Talent is coming, so that might be an issue. We can also do Baker's Bane Duo into Hunter's Talent, though do we really have to? We might not. Opponent goes. Yep. This is really not looking good. Well, they're just going for the... We even got another Pawn Prophet. So play the Pawn Prophet, draw another card. It's a land. And that's game. Yeah, I do like that we were able to play out a bit of the synergies, but it's starting to look like it's still based on the power of a lot of individual cards. Like, Polywallop is probably the second best removal to Hunter's Talent, and so us having enough copies of those is a really big deal. Having the frogs as a way to rebound some stuff is also quite good for us. Also, it's a nice confidence booster. We went up against Blue-Red. Ugh, this one is not a boost. Like, sure, I can play the Sun Shower Druid, and I can play this one. And I can play this one later. You know what? I'm gonna try this one. Our opponent takes them all, so we get to Hidden Grotto first. I want to Surveil right away because I also note that because Vren is just blue-black, this is actually fine. So probably do not want the entire downdraft this time, so we get to mill that one. So next turn we play Water Spout Warden, then try to see how far we go. Okay, so we have the Longstalk Brawl if we have to. Also, we have other options like, say, Sky Skipper Duo, bouncing this one. Only going for the Bushy Bodyguard. And we hit our mana anyway. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to just fight this now. I should have done this earlier. I forgot that this doesn't natively have flying. This needs a bit of help. Opponent plays a Bellowing Crier. So I'm gonna give up on one. Oh, never mind. We give up on the 1 damage later. Oh, it does still get flying. It's just an ETB. So next turn we do Sky Skipper Duo, bounce the Tree Guard Duo. Opponent having to play that, so we're probably not swinging with this. Got another Pond Prophet, but bit of a non-bow, but we'll take it for what it is. I probably could have just done this instead. Opponent needs to have something with reach. Nope, they just have another Water Spout Warden. They might start swinging. Oh, they're not even going to start swinging with that. We have the Polywallop. We can put it in this. Let's draw a card first. Actually, I can avoid it for now. I'm just going to swing with these two. We had the creature enter the battlefield. So I'm going to hold on to the Baker's Bane Duo so that we can still threaten lethal. And we save the Polywallop because our opponent's probably going to do something nasty. No, they conceded. They did not have the defense needed. So yeah, Jericho, that was a very good call about having flyers. Green is probably the best situated for that, not because of flyers, but because they have reach in some of their beefier creatures. Blue becomes kind of second best there. White doesn't quite benefit from it unless it's bats, in which case black does benefit from that. So yeah, flyers are significant enough. So Druid, potential Longstalk Brawl, Sticky Tongue Sentinel. Okay, we keep this one. Though, if I start drawing lands, I might regret. Though it does help that this is our third. Okay, Pawn Prophet. So we probably just Longstalk Brawl this one. So we can. It can wait. It can wait. We just play 3/3 Root Weaver. See what our opponent's next play is. Because we can say Sticky. So I could probably just gift them to fish. I could also choose to do the fight later. Yeah, I can probably just fight later. Then watch me regret doing so. At least this way, if nothing happens to our 4/4, we have the option of just we have the option to just not gift the fish, which is still a big deal. Sure, the 1/1 counter is nice, but if we don't need it, we probably shouldn't try for it. Also, if our opponent decides to play a 4/4 this time, then we have a very good reason to. Then we'd be really happy to have kept this. There was also. Ooh, opponent is probably holding onto spells. I say we play this Water Spout Warden first. Let's see if our opponents cast Spellgyre. Long River's Pull. Okay. So holding double green. This just allows us to punch through with this. They could have had a high stride, but so they did that. So this is now where we're hoping to draw anything that's not on land at this point. Opponent actually getting a lot of card draw. Pretty good for them. We will. Wow, we're now just flooding. This is not good. Let's see if our opponent has a counter for this. We're gonna spread the love a bit. I could see if they want to trade this, but we'll play it safe. Because next turn I could just swing with the Tree Guard duo. Yeah, instead. So if we don't need to sacrifice our sticky, if we don't need to give up the Sticky Tongue Sentinel, we won't. But yeah, now we need to start hitting actual action. Opponent is on pace with lands though. They did draw quite a lot of cards. 2 Pawn Prophets. Splash Lasher is a good one. Okay, so combat is delayed a bit. Opponent's not going for the tree, so we do hold this back. Yeah, opponent. The Surveil is really. This is where you need the Otter. Actually, the Otter would be really nice. Let's see. Okay, let's see which one they target. They might just target the Pawn Prophet, but I could see them targeting the Splash Lasher. I'm hoping they do. Yeah, they're just going for the card draw. We probably should take out the Mind Whisker at this point if they're not going to bounce that. Yeah. Opponent does have another trick up their sleeve. Shore up. Okay, okay, at least we got it out of the defensive. If opponent's still not swinging with them, they're just really committing to all the card draw. Another trick. So I want to see if they're going to commit multiple creatures. Those are the creatures you're committing? That's fine. Taking out the one flyer is good. Though, yeah, sure, our creatures have shrunk a bit, but this one still tangles with everything else. But yeah, our opponent is now, yeah, they're now getting the, okay, they're definitely live now. We need to hit our other things already. We'll need to hit our other removal spell if we're going to take out Mind Whisker, so that might be a bit of an ask. Light shall do. Yeah, they really, because they skipped 3 draw steps with the Surveil. That was how good the Mind Whisker was. So lots of long-term advantage for the most part. The only thing holding us in is just the... We might draw a card? I'm gonna play it. We do have more Sticky Tongue Sentinels, so we might be able to take advantage of that. Thankfully, our opponent doesn't have a way to natively return the creatures, but we might be proven wrong. They did go 7 cards deeper than we have. Sugar Coast. Yep. And this is where we start taking a lot of hits. And we have no way of taking out the Might Shrieker too, so that's a problem. So first we will do the Beast Committal block. But this is kind of over unless we find an actual solution. Hunter's Talent a bit late when we don't have any power. Yeah, we can concede this one. Ooh, that was kind of disappointing. But we did get 2. But we did get 2 wins already. So yeah, the one loss was kind of expected. Well, let's use this time to reinvestigate. Could I say take another Pearl of Wisdom? If I do, what would I cut out? Probably the Heap Harvest is fine. As it is, this one is kind of fine. I'm just thinking if there's... We could take the Mind Spiral and replace Pearl of Wisdom with that. Like if we're going to draw cards, we might as well draw 3 cards instead of 2. And this does give us a temporary stun. Yeah, I think I would trade this off. When we need the card draw, it's late in the game, not early. So we're gonna make the adjustment that way. Pearl of Wisdom is a lot better when you have the Otters and you have the prowess triggers that you're going for. We don't really have those, so we kind of want the one spell, big spell. So definitely keeping this. I probably don't want to play Kitsa right away. I want to play Pawn Prophet first. But there's also the argument that I want to play 3/3 Root Weaver first, so I can play the Forest first. Then depending on what our opponent plays, we can decide from there. Opponent plays black, so... I'm gonna play this. Our opponent is going to need Fell. Saver is not going to be enough. So they have the Agate Blade Assassin. Okay. And yeah, we might as well draw the card. Okay, this one's pretty good. Skyscraper Duo allows us to bounce the Pawn Prophet and get another card if our opponent doesn't answer it. Strike Force. Opponent not swinging. No, I'm actually gonna commit this one, see if our opponent blocks. If they block, no, they didn't block. I was gonna say if they blocked, I take out the Strike Force. So opponent definitely in white-black. We're gonna have to keep an eye out on the bats. That's a good target, for example. We're gonna see how our opponent blocks this. Oh, they're not blocking. Okay. So first we polywall up the. Then I could just cast another one of this. The reason I would want to hold on to it is because I kind of got. Okay, maybe I should. Oh, that's fine. We just lose a 3/3 Root Weaver. It's not the worst. But now this is how our opponent's gonna ping us. We'll see if our opponent has to follow up to this. No, they're just leveling it up right away. They're going to. Okay, they don't really have that much of a follow-up. Unfortunately, yeah, we kind of need to draw and discard. Ooh, that's a good one. So we can actually tap Root Weaver for this. Put this card. Now, I guess I do play this, so we can set up our next card draw. Ooh, opponent giving the assassin to give us a rat. Okay. Now that said, our opponent can sacrifice. Well, if they do sacrifice this, they will target the Skyscraper Duo. They might go for this one to hit. Okay, they're going for each opponent loses 1 life, but yeah, they're missing the creatures now. Now our life total isn't exactly that safe either. Yep, that would do it. So it's 2 target creatures. Opponent gonna sack to gain life. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, I figured having the one Eddie crab late game was pretty good there. But yeah, we pretty much need all the card draw I can get. I'm still happy with the triple frog here. With the triple 3/3 reach frog. Bellowing Crier would have been okay also. Yeah, in this case, our opponent they did not have enough creatures. This draft-wise creatures is still gonna be the most important thing. So let's see. This one's scary. We don't have a play. We don't have an early play, but we have our Vren. We have our kind of early setup. I'm gonna risk keeping this, but I don't feel that I might even have to play the Hidden Grotto first. Or okay, Pawn Prophet is the only one with concerning mana. We'll play Hidden Grotto second. Our downdraft. Yeah, we can let that go. We need early plays now. Vinecap Mentor. Opponent going for the big squirrel play. So we'll see what removal options our opponent has. I will definitely play Finch formation next turn. Though it's kind of weird because this will give it flying and this will also get flying. Alternately, I can play Finch formation and just long stalk brawl the Vinecap Mentor. Especially if our opponent takes this out, I might... Well, I guess I could consider waiting. Yeah, we'll take it. Then if our opponent has a removal spell, at least we force them to use the removal spell. If our opponent doesn't have a removal spell, then Shrike attack open earlier was a misplay. That was a free block. Yeah, I guess that was. Okay. So... I guess we play this just to have a base, just to have a blocker. I can still gift it the tapped fish, though our opponent might have high stride, which is my concern. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna swing with this one first. See if our opponent has the high stride. Okay, they don't quite have the high stride. Do I commit the long stalk brawl? We'll see if they have it. Yep, they had it. Okay. I'm surprised So it looks like our opponent actually just misclicked and let that through. Or they were counting on it. Ugh, Hunter's Talent. Nasty. And they're gonna even level this up. Honestly, I think Hunter's Talent as a design is a mistake. Okay, we're technically on board to lose this one. So next turn, what we can do is we can Hunter's Talent, say the Osteomancer Adept, and kind of start rebuilding our defenses that way. Opponent could still have removal for this though. Ward 2 is... Yep. They had the right removal spell. We couldn't get past that one. So, but that play was a key mistake. I kind of got lulled into that. I should have suspected they had the high stride. So, what that is 3 wins. We will take. So far, I would do note that this is quick draft, so we actually need a few more wins. High stride turning out to be somewhat much better than it actually looks, only because of the pace of play. Not able to play Polywall up. Yeah, the issue, if we're gonna use last time as an issue, it's we have to mulligan this. This one we definitely keep. We bin the Sky Skipper duo as much as I like that, because we can go Prophet Sentinel, rebuild our hand. And if our opponent takes out the first Prophet, we can still play the second Prophet. In the face of blue-red, this is probably fine, because 3/3 Root Weaver probably dies to take out the trash. When it goes Blooming Blast. So next turn, I could probably just play Tempest Angler. Definitely keeping the Sticky Tongue Sentinel. I could play this one again, but we need to start setting up mana, so we're gonna play the 3/3 Root Weaver. We will take damage from the Tempest Angler here. But next turn we get to go Con Prophet, Sticky Tongue Sentinel, bounce the Prophet. The next turn we try to set up where we can play the Prophet into a Polywall up. Kindle Spark Duo is fine. Oh wow, we drew all our frogs. So next turn we can kind of get to do it again, but I might leave the option for Polywall up. So Root Weaver. Let's see if our opponent decides to take out the trash on this one. No, conduct electricity. Okay, cool. They can still tap it, it's not too late. So we're taking a bit of damage now, so what we most likely do is... What we most likely do is probably this again. Because we really need to start drawing all those cards. And gain some life. So opponent pings us for 1. That's a given. So we're gonna see if our... Okay, they're gonna ping first, which means they have a spell. This is non-creature spell, so which is actually a lot better than older versions of this kind of card that would be instant and sorcery only. Likewise, this one also gets the benefit. Sazcap's Brew. So draw cards. They did not gift. If they swing with the angler, I will block. Force them to have the combat trick. Oh, no combat trick. We get through. Wait. Oh, it's fine. Oh. Let's see if they have the ant removal for this. Nope, they don't have the removal, so I will get one more shot at it. We do need to start making a dent on our opponent. Okay, that's a long stop draw. We'll punt profit first. Man, we really need to start drawing non-land cards. So we'll hold on to the Polywallop as combat trick. We might be able to outpace our opponent. Maybe. I'm also considering just doing the long stop brawl, but we'll kind of want to wait on the removal for now. Opponent's going for it. Pearl of Wisdom, draw 2 cards. I guess we Polywallop now. Though I probably would regret it if they do have a big creature. Lurid is more likely to have one of the bigger creatures. Because you just play control early game and... Oh no, they just take out the trash. So thankfully they did not have it when we Polywallop, so we're kind of fine in that respect. Drew another Polywallop. Depending on what our opponent drops, there's an argument for doing long stop brawl, but we would need to have enough toughness to make it work. Because right now our Polywallop only deals 2 damage. There's the Mind Spiral. There's the refill. They might have a counter spell. They don't have the counter spell. So at least our second Polywallop deals 6 damage instead. Unfortunately, we can't use this as a way to put counters unless our opponent has a creature to fight. And this is only for creatures.
Something weird is going on. Observe, analyze, iterate.
That's the smartest sounding otter. Props. That's the smartest sounding otter I've ever heard. Opponent goes Tempest Angler into Otter Ball Antics.
It's time to embrace the local culture.
And it do a check. Number of cards that were exiled this turn, so... This one's a bit of a fake out.
Back to square one.
I like it. That's the most disappointing sounding RAL ever. But We're still not quite out of the woods yet. Though we are starting to find creatures we can fight off. So if our opponent swings, I probably just... Well, so given this situation, I don't swing with Vren. I don't want our opponent to just have a surprise palm spell, take it out, and I like growing rats. We definitely sack this end of turn, start thinning the deck out. Our opponent actually drew quite a lot of... Well, mine's... Well, they are drawing a lot of cards. Credit to them. They didn't go for the pump, which... They could have swung first. I would have been suspicious one way or another. They probably would have been able to take a creature out this way. Okay, first we sack this. Let's gain the life first. They do go for it. It's only 2 damage, so they need a way to take out the other rat. This could be a take out the trash. No, just Otterball antics. They're just going for the... They're going for the go wide. So they do realize that these don't have trample, right? Oh, I can even level it up all the way. But yeah, that was the last hurrah. Ren really doing a big number there. It's actually kind of a bit of a revenge. If our previous premier draft, it was about we had Vren, but we never got it to line up that well. This time we actually got it to line up really well. Oh no, we had Vren, but that was for the lizard deck. We had a lot of lizards there. Yeah, 4 wins, pretty good. But in order to pay back our cost of entry, we want to get at least 6 wins. We'll see if we can make it there. If not, sometimes that's how it lines up. But this is one of our better performances. Personally, for quick draft, this is my best performance to date. The most I've gotten was just 3 wins. For Premier, the most I had was 6 wins, but that has tailed off a lot since. Got to give it to the spells deck. Yeah, he fought a lot. Not only was it a close fight, they actually outdrew us in terms of cards. They had a lot of their key removal. Hey, Istvan Peter Guerrero, thank you for thank you for liking the stream. How are you doing? This one is super suspicious. Again, if we only have late game cards, we probably should not keep this. Okay, this is definitely keepable. We have to give up the Tree Guard duo. And we did need to catch up on mana, but I will play Pawn Prophet first, see what our... so I can decide if I want to play Pawn Prophet or... This will force out the removal spell, so it's something that I might want to consider, but... Early game removal spells are... Oh, Or better yet, it forced out the... So I could play this first and just play these later. Yeah, I'll play this first. Because if this was able to sandbag the Brazen Collector then, it probably will still. Now, our opponent could just cast this down, then they have a better benefit for it. I might end... Opponent going for the Artist Talent. So we do have to be extra careful now. Anyway, on profit first, let's draw a card. We're forced to play Kitsa at this point. There might be an argument for sandbagging this, but let's see. Our opponent could just be on the lots of direct damage. Like if they manage to level this up and play the duo that pings, we are in trouble. Value Ratcaller, not that much. I did like this in Jumpstart, but also this is non-combat damage, so we're definitely play the Grotto because we need to have an alternate source for black mana. I'm gonna actually put it here. This is a bit less vulnerable. But I'm still gonna swing with just this one up top. I'm gonna play it conservatively. Opponent could get into a critical mass at some point, or they're just running to a big spell. So we just have to be careful on that one. The opponent actually goes for it. I'm actually gonna take it. Let's see, they might have a response to this. Blooming Blast. Okay. So this would deal 4 damage. We will draw and discard. That's why not. So we will lose this. They did give us the treasure, nice. I think I still take that. I could chump block this with this, see if they have an effect. If they have a spell, let's get it out of the way. Valley Rally, okay. Okay, somewhat fine with that. Another Pawn Profit, so let's go Pawn Profit first. Okay, time to frog it up. So I could just play it safe. By bouncing the Druid, replaying it, give myself a 4/4. And we'll probably... So we're doing this instead of going for cards because we... Now this is not damage also, so not quite... See if they have removal. But at least we're gonna have... Yeah, this is our flying strat. Nice. So any of our other... So our other flyers And this is technically a flyer now at this point. Opponent is just going all in. So we jump block. I guess I could block this one to reduce the amount of damage we take. Okay, go down to 11. And yeah, they ran out. Nice. Woo. We managed to get there. So yeah, 5 wins. One more and we're on the money. Actually, I'm actually happy with 5, I guess, but let's see if we can get that 6th win. Because at 5 wins, 650, we're 100 gems shy, but it's acceptable. Also, I like that we have a very cheap option for drafting. Okay, definitely get to keep... My concern is the lack of cheap creatures, so I'll play Forest first. Actually, Island would also be okay. The reason I do this is because in case we happen to draw the Pawn Prophet, since we did not, and... So next turn I can go we go Water Spout Warden first. If our opponent wants to remove it, it's fine. Harnesser Storms. I'm just gonna swing with this one. Opponent will take it. Then we can probably hold on to this, but I think I played safe. We played the Sticky Tongue Sentinel. Bounce this one back. So next turn we will have options. If our opponent plays something that has to be removed, we can frog and wall up. Hunter's Talent. We can also frog and Hunter's Talent, which I would much prefer to do here. They get the shore up, so we need to snipe this before that happens. Now, they only have this for 1 turn, so we'll just figure how they do it. They might cast it right away, get a Light Shell Duo, get an Exile. Oh no, they choose not to exile. They only have the 1 mana anyway. They do mill the lands, which is kind of neat. They might actually cast this just to get the prowess, but and just to slip through. Sure. So next turn our Polywall Up is good. Kitsa is fine. We can probably wall up and oh yeah, if they have the 5 mana spell, they need 1 more turn, so we probably want to so Tempest Angler first for now. Hit a land. Did they play a land yet? Again, let's give them opportunities for double blocking. I didn't swing with this one, so maybe I don't play this. I probably play this anyway. We hold on to the land because we need something to discard with. When it hits their big manas, they probably have the mana now to take these two out. Fine. Fine, it was bound to happen. If they swing, I will block with it. Yeah, I can swing with these two. And we'll give this one trample. Yeah, opponent just jump blocks, that's fine. And we start drawing cards now. Ooh, that's nice. So, a bit of a shame, but I can reset the Hunter's Talent. Pinch formation with Offspring, sure. Now they might have a bounce spell for this, but we have to go for it. Shore up for hexproof. Okay, sure. That one's fine. So I probably just swing with this one. And this one came in, so I could also swing with this one. See, go for a multiple trade. So opponent could jump block the Warden, but so let's hope we don't regret that. Our opponent is top decking. We kind of have extra draws. One catch mentor is not gonna do it. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So can't draw cards with this one. Minus one. There we go. Opponent concedes. That is enough to seal the deal. So we do. So next game will be our last. We'll see if we manage to go through it or not. Also, I do need to close this out a bit early. I am actually leaving very early tomorrow. We can turn off the AC right then. Yeah, it's a bit. I have no idea what happened to the camera. I think it's time I buy a new one. Like this one just died for no reason, and I don't know why. Just gonna have to get used to my voice and not seeing my mug. Speaking of which, this one is sketchy, but we have a lot of early plays. We can con profit our way out of this, maybe. Duskmourn Vault Forager. Yep. Okay. If our opponent swings, I might actually just block it, deny them the mana. I would have other things that I can return instead. But we probably want the card draw more. Question now is, does our opponent have a way to take advantage of the... Also, we played this opponent before, so... Yeah, this is a problem. We can polywall up, but that will have to wait. See if our opponent has a follow-up to this. We definitely need the Sticky Tongue Sentinel to stick if we're going to remove this Forager. Opponent is probably thinking the same thing. But yeah, we definitely need blue mana soon. Herald of the Host? Head of the Homestead. On rabbits. I can probably polywall up this just to get out of the way. But let's pawn profit first. Maybe I shouldn't have played the land. Yeah, we hold this back. So far, our opponent hasn't demonstrated a way to take advantage of this one yet. They could start searching for this. Yeah, we definitely took a risk not getting blue mana. Nope, they're just searching for a squirrel card, so let's hope it's not something too bad. We can still hold on to polywall up. Oh, okay, he went for this one, so... polywall up the whole lot. I do have to keep note that this does make this more expensive, so I don't get to snipe it right away. But I do want to spend mana, so this might not be so bad. Opponent goes for the Corpseberry Cultivator. Into the Osteomancer Adept. They don't get to forage right away, so we actually have to make some decisions here. Probably first thing we do is draw a card. Ooh, we're definitely not casting that soon. I definitely want to snipe this, but then our opponent gets to grow this and we won't have an out for it. Alternately, I could swing with these. Or we're just gonna have to be responsible. We're just gonna have to keep bouncing this. Missing our color really does hurt here. At least we have enough green that it's playable, but now we need to have other things to make it playable. Oddly enough, we even if we hit one of our grottos, this is not playable yet. At least we can play the other two though. Top hatch formation, draw a card, trade a food token. So they could forge. Oh, they're going to forge for the Tornvolt Forager again. They really had the synergy going. So we can get rid of this once and for. If our opponent swings, I will double block. Yep. Wow, very unfortunate for us. I could snipe this for because our opponent is they could just go for cards instead, but we do have to start putting pressure. Also note, if we didn't draw those cards off the pawn. If we didn't start drawing those cards off the pawn profit, we probably would have even less of a chance of winning. So opponent could cast this, but no, they would be missing cards to forage. They would end up foraging everything. They need one more card or a food token. And we played this opponent before, so they've demonstrated that they do have the means of generating food tokens. They do have another Courseberry Cultivator. They can just forge all of this to... Let's see if they will forge all of it. It's a big roadblock if they do, but we'll just have to figure it out. Nope, they're not foraging yet. They're saving it for something bigger. Haha! We're not gonna win. So let's do some quick math. We are 21 cards deep. We have 6 islands, 1 swamp, 2 grottos, so 7, 8, 9. So 9 out of 21, so it's still less than 50%. Actually, I would argue that our opponent does have a few dud cards. Not necessarily duds, but these feel very unnecessary. They actually had the Scavenger's talent. That would be really bonkers. Yeah. In this case, if we had one less. I will block this, that's for sure. Because it does us no good on the attack, we might as well make the trade. Though it's gonna be really... Hunter's talent is not bad. We can... We'll most likely snipe the Osteomancer Adept. Then we will level this up. Then we will pass. So 20 cards, 9, so still a little shy of 50%, but we're almost there. This is gonna grow out of hand though, so we're... Like if this becomes a 5-6, I will end up having to give up 2 creatures, including our Sticky Tongue Sentinel. I could just take the 5 for now. (5/4) means I give up 2 creatures, but I might be forced to block at this point. Well, but I will definitely snipe the Daggerfang duo. And how many Sticky Tongue sent? We went through all 3 of them. We'll see if they have a combat trick that keeps it alive, but I think this is mostly just a straight trade. Yeah, opponent really digging for squirrels. They must have... Oh, they had 2 Osteomancer at depths? Oh my gosh. We really can't catch a break, can we? Now the good news is that, well, we still need the blue mana. I as well sack this so I don't think about it anymore. Wow, we're just not hitting the blue mana. Yeah, and our opponent's swimming in rares, like 1, 2, 3. They had the Scavenger's Talent for 4. Yeah, unfortunately, we did take a knowing risk. At least the good news is now we're above 50% to hit non-forest land. But we can I'll give it one more draw, but we're most likely gonna concede after this. Like, Mind Spiral allows us to draw into more cards, but what are we exactly looking for? I guess another Pawn Prophet to block, I guess? Just to... We can also put a stun counter on the Corpseberry Cultivator at the cost of a fish, which is fine given the situation. Only going for the Daggerfang duo. They did oh, they even have a Bandits. Well, the Bandits Hell is kind of a non-issue at this point. I would like the Finch formation, so we most likely give up the Water Spout Warden. So if our opponent's searching, so they're still digging. If they attack with the Daggerfang duo, I just jump block it. I just block it through. If not, I just jump block first. That's fine. Stay alive. Yeah, we're not winning. Yeah, we can concede that one. And that's sometimes how the shuffler goes. We can't blame it that much. That was a decision of our keep. We decided to keep a really risky hand at that, and sometimes we do get punished for it. Still, we got 6 wins. We got our money's worth back, so I can't complain too much. I'm actually quite happy with the outcome here. So we'll claim our winnings, and then we'll call this a night. That's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. Many thanks to all those who tuned in. Well, there's the Gev that we did not get to play, but we're definitely going to have a full play set soon. Many thanks to those who tuned in. Thank you, Jericho Ilagan. Thank you, Isvan Peter Guerrero. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's nice to see you guys. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Yeah, that was really out of control. It is how it is. Actually, but in the end, it's really our fault on that one. Anyway, take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Do take care.